Hi, my name is Tom Haddy and I'm the author and creator of this YouTube channel dedicated to mixed martial arts and to boxing. Today we're in the world of boxing and we're looking at the possible matchup in 2025 of the great Filipino champion John Riel Casimero and the ex-world champion Stephen Fulton from the USA. He recently lost his world championship to Naoya Inoue. This is Fulton. Okay, so John Riel Casimero is a 3-division world champion and he's positioning himself for a major fight in 2025. One of the most likely and highly anticipated opponents is Naoya the Monster Inoue, the Japanese pound-for-pound superstar. Casimero has repeatedly expressed his desire to face Inoue, and this major matchup could be a draw for given both fighters explosive stars. Now, another potential opponent for Casimero is Stephen Fulton, who could regain his standing in the super bantamweight rankings by setting up a bout with Casimero. Casimero's current ranking as a top contender in the WBO adds credibility to the possibility of such a fight. This would interest Fulton because of Casimero's status as the #1 ranked fighter in the WBO. But the landscape will depend on upcoming bouts and promotional negotiations. Not only national managers and agents, but international managers and agents. We know that Inoue in particular has got a very strong set of international managers, particularly the new manager in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season. Now, what are the obstacles or the hurdles that could intervene in a matchup between Casimero and Fulton? Well, these are the factors supporting such a matchup. Both fighters are contenders in the super bantamweight division. Casimero has a very aggressive style. Fulton has a very technical style. Casimero is aiming for another title shot, whereas Fulton is working to reclaim his status. What better way for Fulton to regain his status than to beat the #1 contender? Problems. Well, Casimero is promoted by Treasure Boxing Promotions, whereas Fulton is promoted by Premier Boxing Champions, and there's often a lot of non-coordination between these two rival promoters. Also, this issue of the shadow of Inoue. Both fighters may prioritize a lucrative bout with Inoue, even if there was a real set of plans to get the matchup between Casimero and Fulton. If Inoue shows a willingness to open the door to either, then Inoue would take priority, and both fighters know that. I suppose the big issue is both fighters' schedules and career trajectories. They really need to align before this makeup would be possible. Now, this is Fulton's recent record. He's taken on a lot of world champions and ex-world champions. Ambunda world champion, Angelo Leo world champion, a great fighter. Figueroa, ex-world champion, great fighter. Roman, ex-world champion, great fighter. Naoya Inoue, current world champion. So that's a really accomplished CV that Fulton has. So what can we say about Fulton? Well, he can adapt his style. He's certainly a difficult target to hit cleanly because he has this ability to slip punches and maintain composure. He's shown by his track record that he can go the distance. He's overwhelmed many of his opponents with his work rate, and he's beaten some elite fighters. Figueroa and Angelo Leo are both elite fighters. Disadvantages: he doesn't have a significant knockout power, and he does have excellent defensive skills. But we found in the matchup with Inoue that fighters with relentless pressure can break through his guard. And it's true to say that Fulton has struggled against physically stronger opponents. And going back to the Inoue fight, his loss to Inoue highlighted difficulties in dealing with explosive power. Now let's look at the Casimero record. Okay, this is the infamous fight number 18, when he won the world flyweight interim junior flyweight title by beating Lazate. He was very lucky to get out of the ring. Now he has beaten 7 current or ex-world champions. Ren Rong, current and ex-world champion. Rigondeaux, ex-world champion, Maiko, ex-world champion, Tete, ex-world champion. He's beaten 7 current or ex-world champions. So what do we know about Casimero as this exciting fighter? Well, he's known for his knockout ability. His punching power makes him a threat at any point. He does have idiosyncratic, moves. He is unpredictable and unorthodox in his movement. He does, and he's shown this many times, he has the ability to absorb heavy punches and recover quickly and get on. He has constantly high pressure. His approach is to apply pressure. And he's been a world champion in 3 weight classes. Vulnerabilities, he is susceptible to counter punches. That's often the case with aggressive go-forward fighters. And he can slow down in the championship rounds, whether he's as fit as he needs to be. I think he has a slightly, let's say, relaxed lifestyle. He likes YouTubing and partying. So maybe he's not the fittest fighter in the world. And during fights, sometimes emotion gets the better of him. He occasionally lapses into poor strategy and indiscipline. And it is true he can be neutralized by opponents with very strong technical skills. Okay, so just imagine that 2025 means that Casimero doesn't get the fight with Inoue and doesn't get the fight with Figueroa. What about a fight with Fulton? I think that's very, very possible. And my pick, I would go with the Filipino boxer, Casimero.